We're back. Oh my goodness. We had the best lunch ever. We went for falafel with yogurt sauce. Julie, you missed it. It was great. It was like, what's the name of that Turkish place, Julie, that we go to by you? That we have the businessman's lunch? That was good. We had the businessman's lunch just now. We are back on the streets, literally, of New York City. Besides Allana and Laura, we have two new special guests. We have Donna and Dan. They're Twiniversity students. Their twins are almost one, but they have a bonus child. So this is why Diono is genuinely the company that I was like, these are the people we got to play with, because when you got a lot of kids and you got a tiny car, how are we going to fit all these kids in there? But yes, we're back. I'm going to be the camera person this time. I'm going to flip it around to my girls and Dan, wherever he is. We don't know. He went for lunch. He went to find a new family. We'll get the scoop when he gets back. We don't actually know where Dan is. If you know where Dan is, take a wild guess. If your guess was right, $10 Starbucks gift card for you. So literally take a guess wherever you think Dan is. Tell me where you think Dan is, because we don't know. All right. Now, we have already done a few things. We've been here not long at all. We're literally sitting on a fire pump. So God forbid there's a fire, we're getting out of here super quick. Now I hope that Dan left the keys in the car, because now we have a whole other problem. But we've already installed one of the car seats, and now we still have two to go. But things that I didn't know. I love the way that it comes out of the box. First of all, I'm super excited. Second thing that I learned today, Allana has friends at Volkswagen. She's like, I don't know this information. Hey, Volkswagen? Yeah, it's Allana. Yeah, tell me how to fix this? Sure, it's no problem. Thanks. Click. That's pretty much what, just tell me if that's not true. That's totally just what happened. Thanks, Volkswagen. Now at least you're not dead to me. Now we can still keep working with you. Thanks, Volkswagen. But there's things that I would have never thought about. I would have been like, yeah, those seats fit. Buckle them in. Let's go. He's back. We have to find out. Wait, they're still guessing. Dan's back. We'll find out where he is. All right, are you ready to meet our family? If you're ready, say heck yeah, because this is like after lunch. We didn't have coffee. Once again, what's happening to us? All right, you ready? We go. We're good now? Everybody can hear me? Meet the motley crew. We have Allana. It's like our new Brady Bunch. You have to go stand over there too. Okay, there we go. Could you hear us? There we go. Look, we found Dan, guys. And last but not least, there she goes. Laura's there. All right, now, they were having a wonderful heated discussion. I said, stop talking to each other. Heated? No, it wasn't heated. I just want to be exciting and be like...
Informational.
Oh, sorry, my arm's in the way. So, what were you talking about? And let's talk about what we did so far, if we could fill them in. Because we have one in there. Let me just show them. We got one in. And what kind of car is this? Dan, we'll go to you first. Wait, let him tell us about your family
Volkswagen
car.
Volkswagen Tiguan, 2015, I think. Yeah.
Do you know how to find out what it is? I'll show you.
Oh, wait.
Come here.
She knows things.
I know things.
So in case I'm like rented
Try
a car,
not to get hit.
Don't get murdered.
So.
Watch it won't have it.
Now it has it. So the manufacture date is on this label here, and everybody does their dates differently, and I can't read it because I'm afraid I'm going to get killed.
I want to die, Allana! This isn't the way I die! This is not the way I go!
We can look at the car manual as well, right?
Yes!
You can look, yeah! So, gotta love New York. So you can look at the car vehicle manual or the label there. It tells you the real deal of what the manufacture date is. And the reason why I have friends at Volkswagen, by the way, is because Diono is a member of the Manufacturers Alliance for Child Passenger Safety, and that incorporates other car seat manufacturers and vehicle manufacturers, all of us working together. I have lots of friends in all the low places, but we're all friendly with one another. So if you need help with somebody else's car seat, I can connect you, or even myself, I would connect you even with a competitor's product, because I am here for you as an advocate.
You're the best.
Oh.
All right, so we got one in there. There we go. We're going to film it from in here too. But let's talk about the setup, and you were just having a great discussion about how do you figure out who sits where and what's going on with us.
Yeah, so we have 3 children. We have kids that might attend different preschools and daycares. You know, who's going to get out first? What side of the car do they get out on? And so all of this makes a difference. Which kids get along better? You know, if you have kids that are going to, poke each other's eyes out, you probably don't want them sitting next to each other. So you have to think about the family dynamics, not just, installation itself. So we have to kind of take all that into effect. It's not always going to work out perfect, but in this case, they're telling me that the oldest child usually sits on the driver's side, so that's great. And and then with these seats, they'll be easily going to be able to crawl over the top of them if the kids aren't in there. So
and we make it interchangeable with the twins. They don't have assigned seats. They just sit in one of the seats that.
As long as the harness fits them exactly the same, then you're okay, because our harnesses, you have to readjust them just a few times to get them in the right spot. So shoulder harnesses should be at or just below the shoulders. So if they're at the same level, they're fine. So I've already adjusted one to the 3rd slot, because out of the box, they come in the 4th slot. So I adjusted it. So if you want to show your experience out of the box. So first thing it's telling you is that this is your new car seat and it's heavy. We tell you that not so that you don't drop it on your foot, but because it has a fully integrated steel frame and extra safety built in. And then
can I lift it?
Yeah, you can lift up the box.
It's not crazy.
And then we have a QR code here, so you'll find your instruction manual online by scanning this QR code. Of course, the instructions come with the car seat as well. And then you can also check out any kind of useful tips we have. Our customer service number is there. Always feel free to reach out to customer service. I get emails all the time. I'm sorry to be pestering you. You're not pestering us. We want to help you. There's nothing worse than a car seat being installed improperly, so we definitely want to help you. Here are some of our accessories. We talked about the angle adjuster, and here's a drawing of it. So with the Tiguan, you have very limited space. Now, I checked with Volkswagen, the top of our car seat can touch the back of your vehicle seat. But let's say you were a little bit taller and needed to come back a little bit further, that angle adjuster would provide that little bit of rotation, bringing the seat more upright so that you had more room to come back away. Because we want you driving comfortably. We want you away from the airbags at a 12-inch distance. By the way, did y'all know that? You don't want to be up on top of your steering wheel. You want about 12 inches between you and that airbag. Yeah, it packs a pop. It really, it's there to help you, but if you're really close, it could do more harm than good. And then when you open up the box, of course, it tells you that we have strollers now and baby carriers and accessories. Just to give you a little bit of information, the seat's going to come with the infant insert that we talked about. You can use this or not use it. It's purely up to your discretion.
I think we'll use it for
Is it about
a little
like
bit.
a 5-pound?
So the car seat starts at 5 pounds, goes all the way to potentially booster mode at 120 pounds. So you can use this at your discretion. You wouldn't need the headpiece because they're big enough now, but you can use the body support. And we'll just simply slide that through the buckle and you'll be ready to go. Comes with one cup holder, and you can purchase a separate one. It could hold 2, but because we're tight fit in here, we're not going to have room for the cup holder. You can use it later on when you decide to buy a bigger vehicle.
Is that interchangeable on either side?
Yeah, on either side. They fit on either side. When we had our second child, we just went big. We went suburban. My husband's like, we don't have enough room. We went suburban. It comes with our detachable base. You must use this rear facing with our seat. You don't use it forward facing. And then, here, I'm going to let you do that. This is our...
What is that?
So this is our tether connector strap. Remember I talked about earlier how some seats you could top tether rear facing? You can't in this vehicle because the track doesn't have accessibility, but you would wrap this around your track, loop it in, and create that tether point for rear facing. But it's not part of the standard. Your seat is perfectly safe without it. It just adds a little bit more stability. But since you don't have the capability in your vehicle, you can't do that. Some vehicles don't allow it at all, so check your vehicle manual. Some provide a little anchor, like in my Volvo, I have an anchor point I can use. So it's all on your vehicle. We try to all work together, but they come up with their own rules and we come up with ours. So that's just the way it goes. We got packing stuff, of course. And then if you dive down in here, Nat, you can see the red and red strap. You just want to grab that red seat out.
It's a girl.
It's a girl. It could be a boy.
So tiny.
So you can see that the seat is folded flat. Number one, this makes it easier to store, especially if you have a small apartment here in New York City or any city. You can see the quality of the steel frame right here. It's totally integrated into the car seat with thick engineered plastic. It's not just blow molded plastic. You have energy absorbing foam or EPS foam up underneath the tailbone. That helps protect your child. Oh, I'm supposed to be looking? Sorry. I'm sorry, because I'm like so used to talking to the parent. Gotta talk to the microphone. There's EPS foam here to help protect that tailbone in case of collision, and the whole seat is lined with energy absorbing foam. Machine washable cover, so it can come right off, or you can spot clean it. Really nice, luxurious fabric.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can just unsnap it.
They're yours now.
We've had a few
You
vomits.
get to love them.
You'll have vomits. I was telling people earlier that you could always purchase an extra cover, extra harnesses,
Did
just
you
to
know that?
have them on
No,
hand.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Did Julie find out how much they
Yeah,
are?
you can't ever quite get the vomit.
Well, cleaning out the old car seats was,
out.
I don't know, a 2-day process.
Right. So I checked with our digital commerce guy at the office. His child had, you know, the puke session, and he said he was able to wipe it clean, which was great. So,
And then we actually really like that the back is covered so it doesn't rub up against the seat.
yeah. The whole back of the car seat is covered, and all the tools are back here. So we talked about whether we should install it with latch or the seat belt, and we talked about with 3 Across earlier that you get more wiggle room with using the seat belt. Seat belt is just as safe. It helps protect me and you, so it takes more crash loads than the super latch, you know, any latch system does. So it's okay that you don't use it. And frankly, I find the seat belt pretty simple. So, and I'm going to show them how it works in there.
Do it.
So we were getting ready to install this one. So if you guys would get in the front seat so I could at least explain how I'm installing it.
We're going in. Okay.
Now to do the 3 Across, we've already done one.
Okay, hold on. Wait, I think I want to take this light off. Everybody.
Yeah, so this one's going to go in the middle. This one's already installed on the outboard. And what you want to do whenever you're doing a 3 Across is check each position independently, which I've already done.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Wait, I gotta do this. This is the best way to do it.
Wanna take this off?
We're good. No, we're good. I'm good. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
So this next one we're going to stick here in the center, and our seatbelt, I'm going to get the buckle over here. So it's going to be we're going to have a really tight fit here. We'll redo that one. Let's check to see if you can close that door.
So when you said wiggle room with the seatbelt system, what do you mean by wiggle room?
What do I mean by
More
wiggle
adjusting?
room? More adjusting. See, if we had that installed with latch, we wouldn't have been able to move it over.
fixed, I
It's
see.
fixed points right here, so we wouldn't have any wiggle room. So with the seatbelts, then I have a little bit of
But it
wiggle
would
room.
still be possible with latch.
It could be. It just depends on your vehicle. And
But with this vehicle,
with this one, I had to move that one over. This one we could probably do with latch if you
got
wanted
it.
to.
So you could do like 1 out of the 3 maybe.
Right, exactly. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seat belt and I'm going to route it through. Don't pull it all the way out yet, or hold it for me if you do. Okay, I'm good. We're going to pull it all the way out. Okay, now pull the seat belt all the way out till you hear the click. Pull it this way. Pull all the way. Okay, now let it go back in a little bit. Well, yes. Okay, so now I can't pull that out. Now we know that's in locking mode. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here by the buckle, and I am going to pull the seatbelt as tight as possible so that the shoulder belt is going back up into the lock-in retractor, and then this is not moving anywhere. Okay? It's not moving. It's going to move there because
but not
nothing is
left.
locked in here.
Right.
So you have.
That's where that strap is.
Well,
if you had a different car.
if you had it, but it's okay that it doesn't. So most crashes are at the front of the vehicle. Your car seats are not going anywhere. And on the crash bench, we don't have vehicle seats in front of the test, and so those seats actually rotate downward and come upward with absolutely no room for this seat to move. You're barely going to get any rebound out of this. Of course, it all depends on the type of crash, but typically speaking, your crashes are less than 30 miles an hour in and around the city. So you get a nice tight fit there. We'll double check that one, and then we can look and see if we can go ahead and install this one with latch possibly.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna simply
I love this.
unfold
That's secret strap.
that secret strap, fold it up, and tuck it back in.
I love that. I love that it folds.
That's a huge. I was worrying about having to research every type of car seat that we need for the next 10 years.
We
You're
need
good now.
the detachable base. Dan, what do we do with the detachable
And
base?
travel with it. We need to travel. How do we travel with 3 kids? You need car seats just to get on the plane.
Listen,
to
it
able
could
to
be
fold it up.
6.
Could be.
I'll tell
I'm
you
one of
about
6,
that
by
in
the
a
way.
minute.
Are you really? So there you go.
I'm a triplet.
Oh,
so
well, that's right.
They didn't have this 37
Your mom
years
was
ago
just
for-
like, get in. That was it. Okay, we're coming over.
Try not to fall off the curb.
Don't fall off
Because
the
the last
curb.
thing we need is a trip to the emergency room. So I would say, this is going to be a tight fit. I would say no to the latch. Let's make sure the door is going to close.
Yes, success.
And what the first thing Dan noticed is how low the sides are.
Yeah.
Great.
And so when you're loading up 3 kids,
You can
do
over the
it.
seat
And by the way, I know I'm installing these, but play with it before you leave.
Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And luckily we have room here to get to
Right.
the buckle. But I'm afraid if we do, the anchor would have been right over here. And we may or may not have any room, but,
Little too far, yeah, you
but
have-
seriously, I mean,
you actually. This moves a little bit more.
this has plenty of room. If anything, I might move all that this way.
Oh, I see.
Although and notice I'm pulling again down here, not up here, because we just want that to feed in there. And I'm grabbing at the belt path only, because that's where the seat is secured. This is where the crash loads. This is what's gripping down during the collision. There's nothing up here holding it, but this is exactly the way it is on the crash test bench. Okay,
Love
So.
it. So that's done.
that is done. I'm just going to double check that side.
And then the angle back here. Oh, that's machine back. I think it's just because this seat is at a
What was
different
the
angle.
question?
So these aren't matching up here.
Hold on, I'm going back this way.
Oh, it's just about adjusting.
Yeah, it's
this
just that,
one.
yeah, we can adjust all that.
Got it.
This one's adjusted. I need to adjust that head support. You probably won't need the cushions for the older child on this seat,
Right.
but it's really easy to
Amazing.
put them in. Be sure that you register the car seat. You can do that online. You can sign up for our newsletter, stay up to date on all our latest news and our products and our discounts and things like that. So be sure and go ahead and sign up for our newsletter as well. And yeah, all you have to do is lift up. It's all the way loose right now. There you go.
I'm so excited about the low sides because
Yeah.
getting them in will be so much easier than before.
And so you see how they're getting stuck? It's because the pads are getting in the way. So you don't have to use our harness pads rear facing. You must use them forward facing. We went through the rear facing belt path that's marked in blue. When you're ready to go forward facing, you turn them around and you use the red belt path for forward facing. So, and that's all in the manual.
This is really great.
This is insanely amazing.
This is really, honestly,
And
this
very
is like-
patriotic.
it is very patriotic.
40.
I
love it.
can't believe this.
Thank you,
Look
Twiniversity.
at
Thank
this.
you,
Listen.
Diono.
Thank you, Diono. I mean, seriously, this is so wonderful. Wow.
We struggled to find anything that would fit in our car when we found out we were having twins. We thought immediately we'd have to get a new car. So this is like,
No, you have room to spare.
yeah, this is giving
She's got room for a stroller
more life.
in the back.
Just
You got
a-
room for at least one more.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, the seatbelt system means it's pretty easy to take one out if somebody needs a carpool and we only have
Right.
2 kids in the car. We didn't have that before.
Yeah, well, I think you've done your duty.
Amazing.
That's for sure. Yeah, you've done a great job.
Alana, can
Yeah.
we just do one forward facing? Just to see, they'd like to see what it looks like forward facing.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I would too, actually.
Okay, that's a good idea.
It is
It is
and
good.
when can you change forward forward facing in this seat?
So this seat goes to 45 pounds rear facing, and the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending the maximum height or weight of rear facing for a car seat. So you can keep them rear facing 4 or 5 years old. You know, again, it's got to work for the dynamics of your family, and you make that decision. But the spinal column doesn't fuse together on a child until they're between the ages of 3 and 6, and you're not going to know unless you x-ray them, and your pediatrician's not going to do that on a regular basis. So, you know, just if you could err on the side of caution as long as possible, that's just going to give them a better opportunity of reducing injuries or, God forbid, death from frontal collisions, side collisions, and believe it or not, even rear collisions, they're better off rear facing. So.
And this is steel on the sides too, right?
So it's a reinforced aluminum tubing, and it's totally lined with energy absorbing foam. Yeah, so many of them on the market kind of have flimsy headrests, and these have gotten really sturdy. I've noticed over the years that since this seat came out, more and more car seats do have steel frames in them, and so it's kind of flattering being copied.
Nice.
Okay, so let's talk about forward facing. Forward facing, our straps are going to be at or just below the shoulders. We're going to need to move that seat up now that we've got that all wedged in there. By the way, we checked our vehicle manual to make sure it was okay that the car seats were touching the front seat. I even called my friend, like we said, at Volkswagen to make sure it was okay. So we got the thumbs up. You're going to take off the detachable base. Make sure you unlock it.
Coming over.
We unlock it, we take it off. If your child's over 25 pounds, which they probably will be by the time you go forward facing, you want to go ahead and lower the adjustable bottom.
How did you do that? Yeah.
So it's just these 2 bars.
Got a track.
You just, got a track, you pop it out. We'll talk about the safe stop in a minute, but under 40 pounds, you want your child a safe stop added to our harness, which helps reduce those neck loads. Again, just more safety added to the seat. You're going to, since we have stuff in the way, you would attach your top tether to start and leave it loose, and then simply take the seat belt.
And that attaches to the headrest?
Yeah, the top tether is going to go back here. There's anchors way down below there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, there's 3, and there's 3 located here. I don't know if you can see that.
Just to see them.
Way down at the bottom.
There they are. We got them.
Yep.
We found them. Okay. All right, good. So we're going to do the tether to the top, and we found it in the zipper container in the back.
Yes.
I'm literally in disbelief.
That's only for rear facing. And then you're.
I literally cannot believe the profile. It is.
It's
so
going to make life so much
minimal.
easier
It's
for you.
amazing.
So our fabric opens up here. And now Natalie's like, wait a minute. What? And I'll talk about that in a minute.
Getting it. Okay, I'm in.
Okay, so our fabric opens up here, so it makes it a little bit more accessible when you're routing the seatbelt through. And so I can kind of get in here with the seatbelt and then just kind of route it behind the fabric.
Got it. There's no such thing as a latch system forward facing, right?
Well, there is. Again, for our seat, you're going to stop it at 40 pounds when your child's 40 pounds. So again, I just say install it with the seatbelt, period. Because it's going to, eventually you're going to have to use the seatbelt. I think, overall, with an infant seat, use the latch. When you get to convertible stage, just use the seatbelt. Okay, once I have it buckled, I am going to face this way so you guys can hear me. I'm going to engage the locking mechanism in the retractor. And then because the fabric does open up here, I can reach in here and grab it closer to the buckle and then push down and allow the shoulder webbing to come up there. And then again, with one hand, I'm going to grab right here at the belt path. It should move less than 1 inch side to side.
Can I feel that?
Yeah, I could get it a little tighter though.
Get in there, Donna.
So you're actually feeling for the slap.
Yeah, so you want the lap portion to bear down on it, and it should. Yeah. So you don't want to feel the seatbelt. You want to grab the shell of the seat. And it's just a handshake. You don't want to put your whole body weight into it. It's just a handshake. And then the last step you would do is tighten up the top tether. But you don't want to you want the top tether snug. You don't want it super tight because you don't want the bottom of the car seat being lifted up by it. But your first step is to get this part tight as possible. And that's it.
Boom. Hold on, wait. Let me not get murdered again. Thank God for that UPS truck. All right, I'm getting out. My legs are too long, guys. They're literally too long. Thank you, Mr. UPS, for blocking our traffic. But look at this.
Go down, and if you
It's kind of like the track on the.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
what are some of the
top
questions
edge
that we
comes
have?
off, and then it's kind of like it's a feel thing.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And then
The design is really.
once your child reaches, here's where you might end up having to get the bigger car. You see, it's a tight fit. So booster mode is going to be kind of tough for you, no matter how narrow. There are maybe a couple on the market, but there's still, you want to buckle up the kids yourself so that the seat belts are fitting properly. And until kids are even at 8 or 9, they tend to just goof off and not put themselves in correctly. So, it's going to be hard to get to that buckle for booster mode because now they're in the adult seat belt. But there are, this is narrow, but it might not be narrow enough. So that next big car might be what you need to go to.
And when is booster
So
change?
it's different for different people. So at least 40 pounds, and when they're mature enough to stay seated the whole ride. I waited till about age 6. Sometimes, once you're going to a public school and they want that carpool line to go, they're doing it at age 5. Just want to make sure your child's going to sit properly in booster mode because now they have a lot of freedom once they get to the booster stage.
And so going from this to booster mode, what does that entail?
So basically you take out the whole entire harness. You can still leave it attached with the top tether and even the lower anchors, and the seat belt, the shoulder belt will now come in front of them. And you can guide it through this belt guide over here.
Instead of going behind it.
Exactly. Yeah, so now the adult seat belt is doing all the restraining for them just like it does on me and you.
And then the other mode is there another mode?
Nope, rear facing, forward facing booster.
No, you would use the tether on this in the forward facing. You would use the tether. They're asking. They're like, we don't see it. We just didn't do it now. Relax. We did it.
We just it's supposed to be done. We just kind of talked about it. We're going back rear facing. So Donna and Dan are leaving their kids rear facing for as long as possible. So kudos to them. And so we didn't take out the top tether and go through, but definitely use your top tether for all forward facing harness seats.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Do we have questions? We got questions.
We got questions.
We got lots of questions.
Okay. Can we answer a few?
Are you ready? We'd like to.
Okay.
I need my stick because my arm's going to break off. Thank you. Love you. Pieces. Hold on, guys. I got to get my walking stick so we could go on a walkabout, apparently, because that's what I feel like. All right. What's our first question? Throw it at us.
Okay, our first question is, I'm overwhelmed with the choices out there, even within just one company.
Hold on. Repeat. Dear Abby.
Dear Abby, I'm overwhelmed with the choices that are out there, even within one company, like Diono. Diono,
did it.
yes. What are some of the most important features for twins, so she can compare the seats? Like, what are your top features of a car seat? What must they have?
What must they have?
Yes, in your opinion.
So my opinion is that all car seats meet the same federal standards. So whether we're testing an infant seat or a convertible seat or a forward-facing only, all have to meet the same standards.
Sorry.
Okay. But when you have additional safety added into the seat, why not? If you're always traveling at high speeds, if you're always, in busy neighborhoods, why not give your child the optimum protection? But having said that, there are car seats out there, if you purchase them for $70, that are going to work for your child as well. I don't want anyone to feel bad if they can't afford, a $299 car seat. So, the most important thing is one that fits your vehicle correctly, one that's going to fit your child, and the one you're going to use properly every single time. Because there's nothing worse than getting in a hurry and you're frustrated with your car seat on a rainy or cold day and then you don't use it right. I do feel like having a very sturdy car seat, something with head protection in those side impact collisions are my top picks. But we do offer seats without the additional head wings because guess what? if your child has any sensitivity, you know, they are not going to like the head wings. We only have to crash test to standards in frontal collisions. So once side impact comes around, then we'll start, you know, having to meet those standards for side impact as well. But, you know, every child's different. So do what's best for your child and do what's best for your family. And, you know, of course I want to recommend Diono, but, you know, I'm not going to give a parent a hard time. And if it's not the right car seat for your vehicle, then I'm going to suggest another brand that's going to work right for your child.
Abby?
Hello. So, she has 8-month-old boy-girl twins that are about 19 pounds, 28 inches. They're still in their infancies, but she's looking ahead at convertibles. She needs something affordable. What she has now, the convertibles are super duper expensive. Diono makes, what's the most reasonably priced convertible?
So the most reasonably priced is our Radian 3R, and you all have a link on your multiples discount,
Yes.
right? So that is one way to do it. Or I suggest, you know, and I suggest this for new and expecting parents, put yourself a little car seat jar on your kitchen counter, and every day just drop in that change, and you'll be surprised by the time babies are coming around how much money is in that. I mean, we do this all the time when we go to our Publix grocery store, and all of a sudden we have like $80 extra. It's like awesome. So just try this. Out of everything in a baby retail store, this is the only product required by law, and it is a safety device. So, I mean, I was guilty of it. I had to have the best furniture, the nicest looking nursery. I spent thousands of dollars on a nursery, and I should have been focused on the car seat, you know, and I didn't know that at the time. So, you know, put all that aside. Everything else is just really nice to have. This is a must-have. So, you know, and it's an investment. You don't. It's like insurance. You don't need it until the crash happens. Until you need it. So, and if you feel fine, you know, buying a less expensive car seat, I want you to feel good about that and use it right and install it right. Don't feel like you're, you know, not giving your child what they need. You are. You're putting them in the car seat. You're putting it in there correctly, and you're going to use it correctly every time. And so, I really want to emphasize that message.
I love the change jar. Hearts on the change jar.
I know. I keep
It's true.
telling retailers they should make them up and have their logo on it, and then everyone remembers. See, I'll be able to make one up and have one on everyone's kitchen counter, and then they'll go, "Oh, we need to go shop at Albi's today."
Yeah. They won't listen to us.
I know.
This is the story of our life.
At what age do you not need car seats anymore?
That's a great question. So once your child can sit with their butt up against the vehicle seat, their knees bent over the front, feet like you and I ride in it, feet flat on the floor, and the lap belt down on the pelvic bone and the shoulder belt on the collarbone, and they stay seated, then they're ready. So that's it could be 9 years old, 10 years old, it could be even 12-year-olds. It takes a little bit. And my kids are in the 90th percentile for height, so they were 9.5 and 10.5 before they didn't need a booster.
I love it. Here's what I'm going to propose. I propose we get that coffee and answer more questions.
Okay.
Okay? That's it.
Okay. Awesome.
You're invited to come with us if you'd like to come with us for coffee, or you could literally screech, like squeal away,
Those wheels.
as they have their 3 new car seats for their twins plus 1. All very, 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 very exciting.
Yeah.
A big thank you to Allana and her team for the insane generosity. I love it. I love it. And hold on, I'm flipping to me. Hi, I've been here literally this whole time.
Thank you.
We love it.
We are happy to tell you that that Diono is giving us a coupon code to use for our Twiniversity families for, I believe it's $100 off 2 seats. So Jewel put in the link, it's pinned to the top, you got it. We are going to let Dan and Donna go and go back to their regularly scheduled life, and we're going to go find a cup of coffee and get back to your questions. So if you have any questions, it is not too late. And of course, we have another prize waiting for you. Oh, wait a second, Dan. Where were you before when you went missing?
We got a slice of pizza.
Dan got a slice of pizza. So if your guess was a slice of pizza, Julie will tell me, and congratulations on your big win. All right, kids, we'll see you. I don't know if you're going to hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, you got me? I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Love you guys, and we'll be back with coffee. It's really happening this time. Dan and Donna,